wanted to broaden my background in animal science beyond just what's taught in the United States. I think there's a lot that we can learn from European agriculture and then the way they handle their animal production. So for me, this is the perfect opportunity to get some experience outside the United States. I hope to be a veterinarian in the future.
I chose the PURPAN summer program because of the internship. That really appealed to me, the fact that I could really immerse myself within French culture for 4 weeks, living with the family and working, gaining practical work experience.
I really expected, I'll come to Toulouse, I'll have my classes, but it really was more than just your traditional lecture in the United States. It was very interactive. We got to work together. It was a lot of conversation, not a lot of just professors talking at us, which was really nice.
I'm glad I had a network of friends from the United States and from Mexico that really helped me sort of flourish and adapt in a comforting way.
Actually, I really enjoyed the lectures we had every day and the French classes that we had. Some of my favorite parts were the off-campus visits where we got to visit dairy farms, vineyards. We got to visit a place where they make beer, which was super, super cool because I've never seen that before.
I am in the wine option, and so we were studying viticulture and enology, and those classes were incredible. We did a ton of wine tastings. We learned about olfactory systems as well and identifying different scents, working in the vineyard management, and just the concept of wine and how it's evolved over the years.
I enjoyed the internship a lot. My host dad, he didn't speak a whole lot of English, but the two of us were able to communicate very well through translators and also our own form of sign language we made up together. Even with that language barrier, I was still able to learn a lot about agronomy. And it was really interesting to see how passionate farmers and winemakers especially are in France, and how proud they are of their regions.
It was balanced between work in the vineyard and work in the cellar. We did work in the vineyards like trellising. We did a green harvest. We pruned, cane and spur pruning, weeding, plowing, and in the cellar we prepared shipments. We bottled and corked wine, prepared labels, and arranged foil cappers on bottles.
I was really fortunate to be placed in a family that had a lot of visitors and interns that were around my age. So they speak French obviously very differently from what I studied in school. And being able to hear from them how they actually use the French language was a really cool thing.
Some of my two siblings at the homestay wanted to practice English, my host mother as well a little bit, but my host mom also spoke Spanish, and of course the whole family spoke French, so we were jumping between those 3 languages. In addition, we had an Italian worker on the farm at the time, so we had some fun Italian phrases mixed in there as well.
I was working on a poultry production farm. It was honestly a really great experience. The host family was very kind to me, very warm and welcome. They were able to help me improve my French by quite a bit, and they gave me a lot of valuable insight into poultry production and what goes on behind the scenes when it comes to the meat that we eat and how really important it is to buy local.
Probably exploring Toulouse. We had a free weekend, and while everyone else was going out to the beach, I like just to explore Toulouse and all the hidden little areas and back alleys and pieces of history that are part of the city. It's very pretty.
The weekend trips were honestly amazing, some of the best parts about the program, because you really get to know everyone around you and you get to see a lot of new places, and sometimes you don't have to plan it yourself, so that makes it even better.
I really enjoyed getting to share meals with the family. Me and the other intern, Katie, who's from Michigan, we both cooked meals from our hometowns, and so I made something that was very Florida themed. I got to share a key lime pie with the family, and so that was probably one of my favorite parts.
I think France has a really amazing global reputation for food and wine, but I think I have an even newer and better understanding of what that really means, like the way their markets are, the way they produce food, and just their appreciation for food and for mealtime.
It was really interesting to see and surprising to see the French family dynamic and just the way that they all share big meals together, and the families feel very close in a way that I don't really experience in the US.
I'm more of an introvert by nature, so it takes a little push for me to get out there and start exploring. But once you get that push, it's amazing. You just want to continue learning and doing more.
I think it was a little isolating at first, trying to fit into the group when you don't really speak the language. But you eventually just kind of assimilate and you realize that it's okay that you don't understand. It's okay, like it's just good energy either way. And you kind of just realize that you'll figure out most of the conversation, and you can ask. They're so willing to translate for you if you ask and you want to be part of the conversation.
That it's really important to keep an open mind because you're coming to a new country and obviously they don't have the same, culture. It's really important that you try and embrace things with, an open mind, because if you don't, it'll make things a lot more difficult for you, and it honestly makes you kind of grow as a person when you're able to meet new people and face new challenges with an open mind.
If you want to get the most out of your study abroad experience, it's important to understand that you will feel uncomfortable at a lot of times, and there's no way around that. You just have to really embrace the fact that you're going to struggle and understand that what comes after that will be what's worth it. So if you go into things with an open mind and you understand that it won't always work out the way you think it will, I think you'll get a lot out of this experience, and I know for me it's been an incredibly positive experience that I'll keep forever.